These products are designed very differently than products that people have access to on the market, because they're designed very strategically to help create and support health, real health. So to build your health. And so in order to do that, you need to not only feed your body, but you need to protect it from the things that are affecting it. And you also need to protect it from the things that we all do to it each and every day, just because we like to do it, whatever that is, things we eat, things we drink, things we think, things we do to our body. All those things are important. Now, when I created these products many, many years ago, it was because cancer, heart disease, strokes, diabetes, all these things were on the rampage. The reality is, here we are 13 years later, 12, 13 years later, it's not any better. It's actually exponentially worse for people with things that they've gone through in the last few years, and things that they have done to themselves, continue to do to themselves, and allow to happen to themselves, have made health on the forefront. The really foundational product that we created were greens. Now, the best way to take greens really are in this form, in these green caps. Now, you may see that we have green powder, and that is a claim to fame. Actually, believe it or not, that product wouldn't have been able to be made if we didn't have our friends in Europe. We had to, after 30 some odd versions, still not getting it right, leave the US to go to Europe, a very special location, to get organic flavoring of green apple and red raspberry to help block the taste of wheatgrass and barley grass, to finally make that powder that is the number one best, tasting green powder in the world. And however, when people do have severe health challenges, we give it to them the way God created it first, which is the yucky, bitter tasting greens. And if you've ever had our green powder and you open up this capsule, even though the ingredients look the same, they're going to taste vastly different. So we highly recommend, if you want to have the simplest way to power yourself up, give yourself the most energy, it is with our green caps. So I take green caps every day, as my phone falls down. I take green caps every day. Now, if I'm running and I can't get my shake, well, usually I have my shake in the morning because I'm running. But if I'm still miss it, I always have my green caps lying around everywhere. All my kids take the green caps. They've taken them forever. It's how they get out of eating vegetables, because they know statistically and on paper, the green caps have more nutrition in them than 90 some odd percent of the vegetables they'd have on their plate, just because the way they're prepared, just because they're raw, just because they're concentrated. So they just don't taste good. So that's why they're in a capsule. So you can just take the capsule. Most people take at least 2 in the morning. I usually take 4, and I take more in the afternoon. But this is step 1 of like a 3-step program. We used to call it the alkaline trio. Now we call it Power Up. And really, they're the most alkalizing products to your body. If your body's acidic, it goes into a sympathetic overload. It inflames. It starts to hurt. When your body's alkaline, it heals. It's oxygenated, and it's less likely to develop things that we can't claim that you shouldn't be having in your life. But you know what I'm talking about. So there's what we call the big 4 that these products also are marketed for, because they do dramatic things for that. The big 4 are number 1, which is the number 1 reason a person goes to a doctor's office, according to a million different check boxes on their intake form. It doesn't matter if it's a dentist or a chiropractor or MD or an osteopath. The number 1 checked box is fatigue, tired, no energy. So the number 1 thing these products are used for is to increase your energy or give you natural energy. Number two is the P word. We're not supposed to say it. It rhymes with brain, starts with a P. But really we use the words like discomfort and hurt and all these different things when things do not feel good and they won't go away. So that's number 2. Number 3 would be sleep, lack of sleep or disrupted sleep or not sleeping well or can't stay asleep. If you do not sleep, you do not heal. And then the last thing would be weight management, if you will. I'm not supposed to say weight loss anymore. Everybody's crazy these days. So, helping your weight be right. Not everybody weighs the same that they used to when they were a teenager, and many do want to, unless you were inverted and now found health and now you're actually better. So it starts with our greens. There's basically three steps, three products. Greens in the morning, recovery during the day, boosters before bed. So simple. That's why we call it Health Made Simple. Now, the shining star wasn't in the beginning, but it is now, not just at Secret, but at my clinic everywhere. I have 3,500 different nutritional products in my clinic, 300 companies from around the world, always needing whatever we needed for people who have the weirdest things going on with their health. But this guy right here, Recovery, or gal, depending what you want to call it, this product does more things for more people than anything in my clinic. It's the number one most used and sold product at Secret, even over every skincare product, which is almost hard to believe, but it is true. Now, we're not allowed to make a lot of the claims about this. It is a selective antioxidant. You'll see it does a lot more things. There are things like peroxynitrate, hydroxyl radicals. There are things that age us and make us sick faster. Those are neutralized by this. It helps drop lactic acid dramatically. It helps with recovery. If you're an athlete, it gives you next level performance beforehand. So if you're an athlete, you might break your own personal records the first time you use it. If you take enough before you exercise, helps you recover faster. If you have a sport that we need to recover faster. And everything you've ever heard about that's a problem for somebody, there's some study about hydrogen. Now, so that's recovery. And then for some people, their favorite product is this guy, boosters, originally called alkaline boosters. Why? Because it would boost your alkalinity. So if you're wondering why a product looks misnamed, like you take booster before you go to bed, what am I boosting? So it is this. So it's designed to offset the acid that you've accumulated throughout the day from stress in your life or the food that you eat. And as it turns out, emotional stress is your greatest acidifier. It's worse than your beer, your wine, your soda, your pizza, everything. It'll get you faster to the wrong side of the health fence than anything. And boosters help balance that out. These are alkaline minerals in a carbonate and bicarbonate form. If you're looking for this as your mineral source, this is not designed like that. This is designed to help buffer acid. If anyone's not sleeping right or well, they love that product because they notice they sleep better when they take it. However, those three products, the trio, if you will, the power up, really do power up your body, because the number one form of torture in the world is not, waterboarding or sticking needles in somebody's eye. It's sleep deprivation. If you want the enemy to talk, keep them up, don't let them sleep. And so if you're not sleeping, you're not healing. If you're not sleeping, you're not burning fat effectively. If you're not sleeping, you're heading in the wrong direction with your health. So most people take 4 before they get bed. So, what's the simple way? I take 4 of these in the morning, take about three times a day on this. Yeah, I do. And then I take 4 of these before bed. Now, I also had this guy. I do. Why? Because I'm not getting any younger. Yeah, so it's a very powerful antioxidant as well. And if you do studies on people that live in the area where coral calcium is in Japan, where that comes from, you see that these people live a long, long time, and they're doing Tai Chi in the park at 104. So everyone's got different, oh, it's this, it's that. I'm like, well, 3 little tiny capsules, I'm taking them. So, we have a tremendous amount of stories, even times when there are a handful of times when recovery doesn't do it for people, HydroFX is the hero. But when you do these all together, they kind of stack on top of each other. So again, simple, easy, cost-effective, easy to take, simple, you can shove them in your pocket, easy to share with somebody. The most shareable products are, well, all of them really, but if you want if somebody's hurting, right, you give them 4 to 6 of these, they're not going to be hurting almost every single time. And then they're going to go, oh my God, how do I get those, right? Someone's not sleeping. They've tried everything. If they do these, they're going to sleep better 4 to 5 times. There's always the one. And then we help them figure out if it's the other one. But they'll sleep 4 to 5 times and they'll go, oh my God, I'm never not going to take that again, right? And other people leaning on all kinds of crap for energy. And if they just actually had raw green foods, they would have energy the way God intended it, And if other people go, wow, there's other things going on in my body, I want to throw an extra net on it, then they do HydroFX. So that is our power up. Hopefully there's been information that has been helpful to everyone. My